Wonder Woman, has feminism turned her into a shadow of herself? Wonder Woman, one of DC Comics' most iconic heroes, was once a symbol of universal ideals, strength tempered by compassion, power driven by justice, and a vision of equality that transcended gender. But over the years, her portrayal has shifted dramatically. Once beloved by fans for her relatability and depth, she has increasingly become a vehicle for modern feminist messaging, alienating long-time readers and diminishing her universal appeal. Has this ideological shift turned Wonder Woman into a shadow of her former self? Let's break this down. 1. The essence of the original Wonder Woman. Created in 1941 by William Moulton Marston, Wonder Woman was always intended to be a feminist icon, but not in the divisive way we see today. Marston envisioned her as a hero who could challenge the male-dominated archetypes of Superman and Batman while embodying ideals of love, peace, and justice. Her femininity was her strength, but it didn't alienate her male counterparts or readers. In her early stories, Diana wasn't just an Amazon warrior. She was a diplomat, an adventurer, and a visionary. Her mission was not to conquer men but to guide humanity, men and women alike, toward a better world. For decades, this balance made Wonder Woman a universally beloved figure, representing ideals everyone could rally behind. 2. The turning point, Wonder Woman as a feminist symbol. While Wonder Woman has always been a feminist character, the focus has shifted from empowerment to a gender-driven storytelling. Starting in the late 2010s, comics like Wonder Woman, Earth 1 began to reframe her as a rebellious figure, often reducing her heroism to confrontations with patriarchal systems. In Wonder Woman, Earth 1 by Grant Morrison, Diana is depicted as more dismissive of men and far less collaborative than her earlier incarnations. Her Amazonian roots, once a celebration of strength and unity, are now often portrayed as a vehicle for gender conflict. The nuance of Diana's character is lost in favor of blunt messaging. This isn't about rejecting feminism, it's about how overt, one-dimensional narratives can overshadow the complexity that made Wonder Woman relatable and aspirational. 3. Wonder Woman's solo comic sales, the reflection of disinterest. The comic book market provides tangible evidence of Wonder Woman's declining appeal. For years, her solo comic sales have lagged significantly behind those of Batman, Superman, and even less mainstream characters like Green Lantern. Why? Fans often cite a disconnect between the modern Wonder Woman and the character they once loved. Stories that prioritize ideological commentary over character-driven narratives alienate readers who came for compelling plots and nuanced heroes. For example, Future State, Immortal Wonder Woman faced criticism for its heavy-handed themes, which many felt overshadowed the storytelling. Instead of being a timeless hero battling gods and monsters, Diana was relegated to delivering political commentary, a choice that alienated fans seeking escapism and adventure. 4. Feminism versus inclusivity, alienating male fans. A key issue with Wonder Woman's modern portrayal is how it sometimes frames male characters, and, by extension, male readers. In many recent stories, men are depicted as obstacles or oppressors, creating an antagonistic dynamic that feels forced. Diana's earlier interactions with male characters were far more balanced. In Justice League Unlimited, she served as a bridge between her Amazonian ideals and her male teammates. Her relationships with Batman, Superman, and Steve Trevor highlighted mutual respect and collaboration. But more recent portrayals often depict her as dismissive of men, undermining the inclusive spirit that once defined her. This shift has driven away male readers who once admired Diana as a hero for all, not just a symbol for a specific demographic. 5. The cinematic influence, a double-edged sword. The Wonder Woman, 2017, film starring Gal Gadot initially revitalized interest in the character. Patty Jenkins' portrayal of Diana struck a perfect balance. She was strong but compassionate, a warrior but also a symbol of hope. Her iconic scene in No Man's Land didn't just resonate with women, it inspired audiences across the board. However, the sequel, Wonder Woman 1984-2020, leaned heavily into feminist messaging, often at the expense of storytelling. Critics and fans alike noted that Diana's character felt flat, her heroic secondary to the narrative's agenda. This misstep mirrored the issues plaguing her comics, where ideological focus overshadows character depth. 6. Overlooking Wonder Woman's complexity. One of Wonder Woman's defining traits has always been her complexity. She is a warrior and a peacemaker, a protector and a challenger of the status quo. But modern portrayals often strip away these layers, reducing her to a blunt instrument of feminist ideals. Stories like The Hikatia, 2002, by Greg Rucka and Wonder Woman, Gods and Mortals by George Perez showcased Diana grappling with moral dilemmas, balancing her divine mission with her human empathy. These stories resonated with readers because they explored Diana's internal struggles, not just her external battles. In contrast, newer comics often depict her as infallible, removing the vulnerabilities that made her relatable. A hero without flaws or struggles is less compelling and less human. 7. The double standard of modern feminism in Wonder Woman's stories. Ironically, while modern feminism champions inclusivity, Wonder Woman's recent portrayals often do the opposite. By focusing so heavily on gender dynamics, these stories risk alienating readers who don't see themselves reflected in her journey. Her earlier adventures in Wonder Woman, the animated series, or Justice League Unlimited never needed overt political commentary to make her empowering. She inspired through her actions, her heart, and her ability to bring people together. Modern stories, however, sometimes prioritize the message over the hero, diluting her impact. 8. The fallout, a legacy at risk. The consequences of this shift are evident. Wonder Woman's popularity lags behind her contemporaries, and her comics struggle to retain readers. More significantly, her legacy as a universal hero is at risk. By catering to a specific demographic, DC risks losing the broader appeal that made Wonder Woman an icon. Her greatest strength has always been her ability to inspire everyone, regardless of gender, race, or ideology. The modern focus on feminism, while well-intentioned, has inadvertently made her less accessible to many fans. Conclusion: restoring Wonder Woman's greatness. Wonder Woman's decline in popularity isn't about rejecting feminism, it's about rejecting storytelling that prioritizes agenda over character. Diana is at her best when she represents universal ideals, justice, compassion, and strength. To restore her greatness, DC Comics must return to the core of her character. Let her fight for everyone, not just against patriarchal systems. Let her be the complex, relatable hero she was always meant to be. Because Wonder Woman isn't just a feminist icon, she's a hero for all. And until her stories reflect that, her legacy will remain at risk, her impact diminished. So the question remains, is Wonder Woman still the Amazon we fell in love with, or has she become a tool for an agenda that's stripped her of what made her truly great? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, and also if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel, it really helps and goes a long way. Okay guys, see you in the next one. Be blessed.